1,000 like One Piece is going for is a little more crazy. But yeah, 100 episode. And I'm sure they're gonna make the whole manga. It's one of the biggest selling mangas ever. Certainly we're gonna get to like I don't know 200 episode. But yeah, here we are, right? And it's interesting. I mean, it's kind of in the middle here. Between the powers. We saw Deku get new powers, right? We saw Deku like getting up there. We saw Deku getting his new quirks, and so forth, right? So it's very interesting. And I think that in this episode, we're probably gonna see it's like an intermission episode, kind of like when you talk, right? When you kind of discuss maybe Deku's new powers and so on. And as I said earlier, he probably won't get a new quirk immediately, right? I mean, he has the first black whip lightning quirk. The next quirk is probably like the next arc, right? So we'll probably discuss this episode with All Might and so on. Then hopefully, my boy Shinso, right, gets to be the class, like committed to the class, right? Hopefully. Let's start watching it. So 3, 2, 1, go! But yeah, hopefully Shinso now is like, I'm part of the class. But I think this episode is probably gonna be not a filler, but kind of like, you know, an intermission. We can just talk a lot about what's happening and so on. And next week is probably like, you know, new season. It's kind of like the getting into basically the summer season more or less next 2 weeks from now. That's probably like the start of the next arc, right? But hopefully, yeah, Shinso here is standing here talking about his failures. Deku cheated us again, you know. That poor guy has to fight the cheating main character. So unfair, man. So unfair. So unfair. Opening? Will next week have a new opening? Maybe. But this opening here is clearly just covering them fighting at the I don't know, tournament arc. But yeah, like this kind of group tournament arc, right? So the next opening is probably next character. I'm guessing the next opening is gonna show some new bad guys, right? Like probably gonna foreshadow some new opponents. But yeah, this is probably the episode before we get a new arc here. And no, definitely I hope to gonna first that Shinso is gonna join the class permanently. Come on, baby, give me that. Give me Shinso in the class now after the opening here. Det we see in the opening. Clearly the best character in the anime. It's unlucky for him he has to face. What if Shinso could face the other characters, not only the Imba main character who keep cheating all the time? What if he could face the other characters? I say again, let me go. I think it's very similar to Shikamaru in Naruto, right? Where he's like, well, he showed a lot of, he helped his enemy because they're still, you know, actual good people and so on, right? So I think that Shinso has that, you know, going for him there, right? He's like, he's a good boy. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh yeah, Miro's gonna be the episode, starting the preview. Miro Senpai, here we go. So he's like, you are awesome, Shinso-kun! You should join my class! Come on, and he's like, come on, bro! We should be best friends! That was cool! It's like... I wanted more flashback of him training with that weapon. I wanted everyone was like, he's getting all tangled up, man. I want more of that stuff. See, Deku's like, let's be best friends for life. Come on. Tell me he's on the class, right? I'll get into a little talk here first from the very biased Vlad. Yeah, Vlad is like, yeah, I'm biased. Let me explain to you what happened. I dig like that though. Vlad, I like it when Ashido's complain. Yeah, she's like, hey, you always you cheated, sensei! That's the best part. Oh no, that was the best part. That was the best part of the whole season. When, come on, when Mineta was like, oh, accidentally Oppais? Like, come on. As any hero, he's like, well, if I flew into the Oppais. Oh, it's going back to being an annoying guy. So Deku started thinking about the new powers now, right? I popped up my new quirks. Yeah, I mean, Deku got owned, so Deku should have lost that. Deku got owned. He tricked him. Deku should have lost, man. He was like, I'm all over your business, man. Yeah. It's a lot of recap being though. They do a lot of recap. It's episode 100, it's more fine, but they do a lot of recap. They're like, hey man, let me recap what happened in season 1. You know, remember All Might and his muscular, you know. That is true though. Maybe he would be destroyed if he got Deku's powers. I mean, he did a pretty good fight though, Momona. He was just fighting in a really bad odds, you know. Like, he did everything right, man. Eddie-chan? Senpai? Wish he one day maybe to be able to cure him. I mean, it feels like she, you know, it's her quirk that with his quirk, right? I think she can like awaken that quirk and be like, I can fix you now. Uni-chan, come on. Yeah, so back to the little cute Aries one. Yeah. Bakugo and Deku training together. What is this? What is this thing? I just feel like Bakugo agreeing. I guess All Might was like, can you please help me train? Like, I have a hard time just seeing him being like voluntarily training with Deku. I guess this is All Might being like, hey man, maybe you could help Deku? You know what I mean? He's like, could you please help him? I just have a very, very hard time seeing the Deku would be like, oh, it would be great if you could assist me voluntarily. It would be a very, you know, a very like helpful thing to do, Bakugo. That I have a hard time seeing coming, right? Very hard to see coming. But obviously, Bakugo kind of figured out that he has all my powers on a while back, so. Yeah, since he's not a secret. It feels weird that no one ever told All Might about it. That no one ever told All Might, the poor man. Yeah, no one ever told. Well, she didn't know either. No one knew. But the guys in the spirit knew. Still like, you're getting powers now, Deku. They knew. How did they know that? Yeah, this guy was like, oh, it's time to let rip, man. He's like, we're gonna power up, man. Good point, Bakugo. It's the same as him, yeah. He probably knows them. But it's a good point. He was kind of laughing in the prison, right? He was like, yes, it's happening now. He was kind of like, yeah, it's happening right now, right? Let me put up one thing here. True. There we go. Oh, much better. I was leaving. You're useless. I'm just gonna... What's this now? You were totally better than me, bro. Yeah, the better is like, who's the most metal man? Yeah, it's like... Look at this, the friendship is so perfect. That's all of you! Yeah, they always have the ultimate friendship, man. They're always like, you're just a man! I love the friendship, man. Okay, that's like a party, of course. Everyone's together. Then I kind of wish that he almost killed him in this episode. What's Mineta doing? I don't know what she does. Is punishing Mineta with some kind of weird empty up-by torch or something. What's happening there? I want to see what he's watching. Flat chest people. He's watching girls with hard flat A-cups or something. What is happening with Mineta there? Oh yeah, it's like an evolution of my muscle quirk. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, it's like the same quirk, guys. It makes sense, right? Like, it really feels like everyone should figure out that it doesn't make any sense powers. Oh, you just have no quirk, muscular, and you can have some black whip stuff. Yeah, Bakugo is like, you're an idiot. Good martial art instinct, horrible at basic conclusions. Yeah, it's like, how does that work at all? Papa? My god, I'm so happy now. He's getting like a message that teach me more about fire, Dad. And he's like, yeah! God damn it. Oh, I'm so happy in that word. He's like, please teach me more fire abilities. Oh man. Best boy Shinso. Give him the... Oh, okay, what's happening? It's decided! Oh, Sensei! Principal! Kyoto Sensei, he's like, come on. He's like, I think paperwork. Come on. Paperwork, baby? It has to mean, come on. That's like a yes, man. He's kind of similar to you, man. He's opposites, yeah. Yeah, Mike is like, he's very similar to you, isn't he? Same powers, kinda. Fight with the same squarf thing, yeah? Did you teach him to fight, maybe? He's like, yeah, I'm just reminiscing. But come on, he's clearly getting up. Yes! So otherwise, why would the principal be like, oh, I'll take care of the paperwork? It wouldn't be any paperwork if he failed. But he scared the girls. No reason. No surprise. Cope his powers. Yeah, she's afraid of him because he's a weirdo. he's a crazy guy. Yeah, it's like the little girl is afraid of him. Yep. Oh, here we go. He's gonna clone her powers, right? Or cope maybe. You just get the cute horn. Yeah, so you can't copy antique powers. To give Senpai powers back, come on. Yeah. Yeah, so he can't copy people that have more than one quirk, or anti-quirks or one. Okay. Want to just go like super fat though? Want to be like I can grow a lot of fat immediately? Yeah, this is what really exploded, baby. Of course, Aries back being all kawaii. But I like how he copied the horn though. He copied the one horn though. It's like he got something from doing that. Yeah, it's all Deku being like, you say it, little shit. Yeah, but Deku went Ultra Instinct. Yeah, sure. I was like, what? What is that? What? It's like, I mean, a sharper knife doesn't make better food. It's easier to use it. The food doesn't taste better if it's sharper. Isn't that a thing? It's not a thing, Deku, whatsoever. A sharper knife is easier to use in the kitchen. It doesn't make the food taste better automatically. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, the Eri shouldn't fall for his tricks here. Shouldn't fall for his man. Come on, it's time to say Shinso. But I mean, Shinso can't pass. But like, principal is like, I got paperwork to do. Come on, that's clearly that Shinso's gonna be a member of hopefully the A. Oh man, he's going the grey route. Yeah, like throwing off chaos immediately in the snow. Of course, she's a frog. She can't handle the cold. Yeah, she can't handle the frog because she's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, there will be... Unless it's Shinso joins, he doesn't have it. Right, very nice sensei. Yeah, so you keep training them. I mean, they've been doing this off screen, right? Most of it. Core should be fine, right? The story won't progress, but yeah. Of course, he likes sugar, so yeah, it's a baker horse. I think it's gonna end with some kind of cliffhanger, right? Episode 100 here. It's probably like a new bad guy, someone dying. I don't know, I feel like I hear a tsunami, I don't know. I feel it's gonna end with a cliffhanger, right? Someone's gonna be like, I'm the new bad guy. That's how it's... He's a guy with like some kind of water power, I guess. Yeah, it's like he creates a tsunami. I mean, you normally, of course, water powers are pretty good power, right? The fish are biting like crazy. So he's using his like tsunami powers to, I don't know, steal handbags. If it's a very like low level of of using your powers for that, man. I can create tsunamis. I steal handbags. I was like, okay, yeah, that's like high level using of the powers. He only has water puns. The muddy stream of wallets! Yeah, and of course every pun is like a freaking water puns. Come on, man. The stream, torrents of water. Here we go. Well, Todoroki could be one of his siblings. I don't know, an ice power, yeah. But I don't know if he should be someone else because he was in the training exam. No, okay, it's a Bakugo. He's a boys then. Sending out the hero boys. You're like, oh man, give me an autograph. It's like, it's dangerous. Oh man, yeah, but they don't want to leave, man. They want to say, oh man, fighter. Yeah, like, oh man. Huh. Maybe this guy's used to it. I don't know. He's like a water guy, but he's like, he has some pride. He's like, I don't want to lose an ice guy. It's all about the money though, Kana. Yeah, you got a job instead, yeah, it's like, what do you spend so much time for this crap for? This guy feels like he has this amazing quirk and he's like, I'm gonna use it for handbag stealing. I've been planning it for months to steal a few handbags. It's like, you just get a normal job instead with your amazing quirk power. It's just so stupid. Yeah, not against own whatever, right? Oh, that's like a water. That's pretty cool actually. Yeah, like a water, like a Mega Man kind of water thing going on there. Kind of pause. Yeah, makes his water more, you know, focused. Oh man, this girl is gonna get killed, man. Yeah. This young lady here, All Might's gonna be a hero. All Might! Oh, good. Back of course saves him. Man, what if All Might have died from that? What if All Might have died from a freaking lantern falling at him, man? That would be horrible. It would be horrible, man. Was gonna steam him? Yeah, follow me! I was behind you! Yeah, it's like... Who's this hero? He kinda slides in here. Who's this guy? He kinda goes in there and be like... this Segway guy. Who's this guy? Yeah, it's just like an ridiculous power to use. Oh, you're stealing... Yeah, it's really... Yeah, you're amazing. But what is this guy? Like, there's a weird looking, very heroic looking guy here. Sliding. What is it called? Sliding? He slides stuff? He's like, I'm a slider. Or something. I guess he can slide on surfaces. Or something. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Man, all my head petting them. It feels like a failure fight though. Honestly, they just owned them. I don't know, like, I'm waiting for something big to happen, right? Kind of, they have episode 100 here. After ending, probably though, it has a cliffhanger, but I don't know, like, as episode 100, I'm expecting something more dramatic to happen. Instead, they're just fighting, like almost gonna die from the lantern, but, yeah, it's a little bit like, definitely a filler fight. Oh, they just beat some random guy with water powers, like, whatever. But it's certainly something after ending credits. Most certainly. I do when I want to know what Minetta looked at though. Minetta was gonna like yeah, Ashida was like, I'm gonna punish you with this flat I think it's like a flat screen or something. Yeah, come on. But Shinso probably had to pass, right? Whereas the principal again wouldn't say paperwork. If he had failed, it would be like, well, okay, failed. You know, then there wouldn't be any paperwork. They would kick him out of the other class. I mean, if he had failed this exam, he would be kicked out of like the class D or whatever they are. It wouldn't be economic class. Yeah, he wouldn't be kicked out of that class. So that's like saying yes, that Shinso passed. You know. No, it's only the question is he an A or B, but A makes sense because obviously he has more screen time. Yeah, 2 more episodes. Episode 14. But that's kind of, episode 14 would be kind of when summer starts, right? It's like 1 or 2 weeks left to summer. Maybe 3 weeks of animes. But here we go, though. After ending credits. This is probably to cliffhanger now, though. I feel it's a bit of cliffhanger definitely coming up here, right? Some kind of hinting to... I suppose it's a party, though. There's also a party preparation in the ending. It's probably a party. Yeah, exactly, it's a party. Like, it wasn't like actually saying, it's a goddamn party, man! It's obvious. The ending party they all celebrate, they all preparing for. Catch on! Now we can be friends forever! Yeah, like, this up! Exactly. Don't tell me good stuff, Deku! I don't want to be your friend, yeah! It's like... Yeah. Exactly, we kind of expect, right? Okay, here we go. Preview. Ooh, mountain lady is there. Christmas party. If you think I straight up filler episode, see Ulrich guys all happy getting Christmas food and so on, and money, I guess. Oh, here we go. Behind the festive it lurks. It sounds like it's a pure comedy filler episode. It's like, oh, we're gonna have a Christmas episode where you celebrate Christmas. But yeah, episode 14 then, that's gonna be the The actual new arc, right? Next episode is like a filler episode or something. Maybe this is a manga, but it looked a lot like it's just Ulrika being like, I wanna eat chicken! Yeah, she's all like, oh my god, we could never afford good Christmas food or something, right? Because you can see the scene here. She's getting all hungry, all thirsty. I hear this, yeah. I guess you just... A lot of her stories about her being poor. She isn't poor, like middle class, but a lot of her stories about, being somewhat poor. She's like, oh my god, chicken food. So, I mean, yeah, that I guess is the next episode. Ulrika being super happy they're gonna have so much money or something. But yeah, let's review the episode. Let's start immediately. What I'll talk about. Where is that scene, baby? Where is that scene? The best scene of the episode. Where is it? Somewhere in the middle. Oh, here it is. Here it is! Whew! Yeah, so... Shinso passed, right? They're not saying it passed. They're like paperwork time. But come on, so this is a scene here, right? Eraserhead is like he's talking to, of course, Vlad and, the other... most of them were dear anyway, right? I mean, Mike was dear and so on, right? And Plasma, but the other guys... But yeah, but three of them were dear. So he's like telling them what they saw. Like, oh yeah, did you like what you saw, All Might? I mean, I know you were dear, but whatever. He's telling them what happened, right? He's going through the Shinso battle, his strategies, his abilities, all right. And then the principal, right? He's like, I have to do some paperwork, guys. So it has to be a yes, right? It has to be a goddamn yes, because again, I said earlier in the reaction part. It wouldn't make any other sense, right? Why would you have the sensei being like, oh, I need to, do some extra work on this, but there's no problem, right? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll fix it that week. Why else would you say that, right? Because, as I mentioned in the reaction, if he had failed, they wouldn't like kick him out of his other class, right? He's in this, supportive economic kind of, the side class, right, or the heroic track, right? If he had failed this exam, they wouldn't be like, you're out! Like, that wouldn't make any sense. That would be a really weird school. Because it's kind of like, I don't know if it's comparable, but it's kind of like, let's say you're in first grade of school, right? And you're trying to kind of jump second grade, you're trying to jump 1 year, right? Oh, you're very intelligent and then jump 1 year. If you fail the exam they have, or their test they have, right, to get to jump 1 year to second grade or whatever, you're gonna be like, oh, you're out of the first year. You're gonna kick out the student, right? They don't kick out the student because they failed to try to kind of jump into the class or whatever. They wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. So I'm sure that I feel very confident that Shinso is gonna be joining the class, right? Or else, of course, they wouldn't have this scene where the principal is like, I'm gonna fix this guy. So don't worry, it's just paperwork. It takes like a week or two, right? So he's probably gonna be in the next season, right? But yeah, final episode 100. Really awesome. And then my boy Shinso coming in there. And I say again here, I said several weeks, right? But I think that if he's gonna join Class B, that to me would be stupid. So hopefully it's only A, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense, yeah, because I mean B has some cool characters like Monona and so on, but I mean obviously Shinso has like more screen time than almost all of them from Class B, or more kind of it's up there, right? So it would be weird to have so much emphasis on that character and then, not having him join the main class, right? It would be kind of strange. What more happened, babe? What more happened? Yeah, so we had, of course, Monoa copying her powers, getting that little horn. That was pretty cute. Yeah, he got the horn. So it's kind of a weird thing. His powers is like, oh, I can't copy her quirk, because it accumulates, it's like an empty quirk. But I can copy the horn, so you can a little bit copy her powers. Little strange. But I suppose that... but actually, though, if you can accumulate powers, doesn't it still work? It just takes time. So they talked about if he copied Fat Gum, he wouldn't turn fat because Fat has to store up fat, so he would take damage anyway. But if he copied Fat Gum and started storing fat, and then he kept copying Fat Gum, like his next Fat Gum all the time, then wouldn't he be able to get that Fat Gum body though? So I think it should work as long as he keeps doing it. And that kind of is like with Eri, that perhaps if he just kept being with Eri, like Miris, yeah, like Miri Senpai, kept being her all the time, maybe. So that was one thing there to kind of pop that a bit. Of course, back it was important training and so on. Then we have the water guys. I kind of like. I mean, he seems like one of the most overkill bad guys to do a very meaningful, meaningless task, whatever you call it. Like, he spent all his time, he spent so much time for this shit. Like, this water guy, he's like, I spent months planning this raid, man. I've been looking at the shorts, I've been researching, analyzing what the heroes are. I've been planning this out, I have like tsunami water abilities, I can create like a massive tsunami, these amazing powers, and I've been spending so much time on this, and then it's like, what are you doing, man? It's still like 20 handbags. Like, it feels, this guy doesn't make any sense. He's kind of a comedic, like, stupid character. I mean, I don't know, man, but like Michael said, you just get a job instead. You get to work those hours and make more money by just working instead of like planning this out for like months, right? So that's one thing. But he probably could have just have done, you know, he probably could have used, how would I say it? Rob a bank or something, you know? Steal like a cruise ship or something. He could have done something more with his powers. I mean, he has like freaking water power, like Noel-chan, you know? And I like how his weapons, they're kind of like a shower, right? So his weapon has, like, it's focusing the water torrent, right? So it gets more, it's higher pressure, right? So it kind of shoots out smaller water torrents. So it can even do some high damage to one, right? So this guy has probably one of the best quirks in the anime so far, and he's using it to steal handbags. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be a bad guy. I'm just saying that why is he a bad guy of the lowest quality of bad guys? Like, oh, I'm stealing handbags. You could easily rob a bank or something. He could have done something more with the powers. He can float cars or whatever. You know what I mean? He can take ships. yes. There's a good power, and he's like, I'm stealing handbags, and he got like a gang of people. I don't know, but this guy felt so stupid, man. He has like 45, 6 minions with him to steal handbags. Okay, why does he even need the other people for? And how much money are they making then? Because if he has to pay them, they have to share the money, right? They're like 6 people or something. They're gonna split the cost of the handbags, the money they make. Man, this guy is the dumbest bad guy so far in the anime. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, man. It's gonna make so little money per person. It's like 5 months of work, 20 handbags, 6 people. That's like horrible. It's like 1 day of salary or something. This guy is, oh man. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, otherwise, for an episode 100, to be honest, it is a little bit of a, you know, intermission, kind of not much happening episode. Let's be honest here. I mean, I think the episode's fine, but it definitely feels like we're just getting out of an arc, talk a little bit of powers. Shinso, of course, is getting a pass, so that's cool. And Endower's getting all happy. That was cute. He's all smiling when his son is like, "Can you please train me?" And he's like, "Yeah, he loves me. I got my son back." He's all way too pleasured by this thing. But I don't know. I think it's true though that the episode, and I kind of felt it last week, right? Like I felt it last week, you know, because it's very My Hero Academia. Right? They're very kind of slow paced in the anime, right? In this kind of intermissions, right? So you're gonna have an arc, and then you have the next arc that's 14. So now we have like, oh, let's discuss a little bit what happened, and then also not do much else, right? And I mean the last battle against the water guy, that was like a filler battle, right? So it's a little bit like that, and they do a lot of flashbacks unfortunately this season. They do a lot of that, like Shinso's fighting, Deku fighting, Arma training him again and so on, right? So you probably cut away like 3-4 minutes of flashback just again, so it's a little weird how they are. They're always kind of milking out the time, I think, right, between arcs. I think it's very My Academia formulated. They always kind of milk out that time. Next week, like Christmas episode, that's probably better this episode, probably more comedic and so on, right? But it's a little bit like, okay, one arc, and then the middle part here is like, you just do something. We do something with that, right? So it's a little lackluster, I feel, though. I don't know, but I definitely hoped for some kind of cliffhanger. Right? Like in the end there, when it's all dark, I figured out that was probably going to be a party, of course, but it's like, maybe cliffhanger, maybe something happened, maybe a bad act introduced, right? Maybe something could kind of pop up, but like nothing really happened. Yeah, nothing really big happened. So that is a little weird for an episode 100, if it has to be on the numbers has. But otherwise, if it's kind of typical for My Hero, unfortunately, you're kind of like, yeah, nothing much happens. Last though, the best scene after the Shinso getting passed though is of course Mineta getting punished. I really wonder what he's watching. What is that scene when he was Ashido? She was forcing him to watch some flat or something. I don't know. I'm just imagining her being like, you gotta watch, here it is. I'm just imagining her being like, watch all the flat oppas, all these girls are flat. I miss imagining her being like, Minetta, we're gonna watch a lot of AV stuff, and it's all flat. Okay, it's all flat. They have no up eyes. You know, it's just so flat. I'm gonna get you away from my curvy body. I don't know, but I really want to know what she's making him watch here, man. I really want to know, like, you know, what's happening. What is Minetta watching? That's the question in the anime. There's a big question here. What is he watching? My guess again, then, is that she's forcing him to watch a lot of flat people. You know, flat, yeah. And he's like, oh no! And he wanna, you know, takes his eyes away, and yeah, something like that. Right? But anyway, that is my academia. Get up to 100 views or one. Later today, of course, we have a lot more animes, right? We have Vivi and Shadow House on Twitch later today. Of course, Nagatoro, freaking Best Girl, right? And Tokyo Revengers so on. One Piece in the end. And I'm gonna play some more Guilty Gear on Twitch later tonight. It went pretty well yesterday, I felt. Yeah, I haven't played for a few years, but I beat everyone with one guy. Easily too. So I don't know, it's kinda easy in the beginning that people can't really do shit, man.